If you could achieve anything, what would it be? How would you feel? And what do you have to do? In November of last year, I received a phone call from Sonia Fursby saying one very simple yet powerful thing. Cam, we need awesomeness. We need to celebrate awesomeness. We need to cultivate awesomeness. We need to empower awesomeness. That same morning on my walk, I'd noticed something for the very first time. Much more closed windows and doors and fewer people out on the walk. Now, whether that's because people don't want to see what's going on or they don't want to be seen, all of this is a result of the COVID times, and it all leads to greater stress and uncertainty around work, socialization, education, and most significantly, our dreams. This world was built on dreams. Our nation was built on a dream. This conference and speech was built on a dream so that you could share your dream. Imagine the Olympics with no Olympic dream. Space without a dream to explore. Cars without the Formula One. Humanity without the leaders that we most admire. Whatever it is that you most admire, imagine if someone had never dreamt that to be possible. Or imagine if it had been your dream, but you just didn't feel empowered to accomplish it. John Lennon once said,
"The people have the power. All we've got to do is to remind them that they have the power."
He probably meant politically and as a group, but if en masse, we can change politics, the direction of the world. Individually, we can certainly change us. A few years back, I was speaking at an event in Vancouver, Canada. I remember when this in itself was simply just a dream. And as I was over there, I met a fellow speaker who is a world-renowned gymnastics coach. And as I'm in the green room doing the final preparation for my speech, I hear him out on stage speaking. And he asked the audience a question. He said, "What do you think the top score is in gymnastics? Out of 10, give me your answer. What do you think the top score is?" I heard someone yell out,
9.5.
He said, "Close. Very close." He said the top score in gymnastics is 9.4. However, it is possible to score the perfect score, 10 out of 10. What do you think the judges are looking for in order to give the perfect score, to provide that extra 0.6 in someone's score? He said, "They're looking for rhythm, originality, and virtuosity. What makes you, you?" And now is a great time to celebrate that. What makes you you? To build on it, to move through this current season through focusing on what you, me, we, all of us have to offer. Here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, we have an awesome group of people who could fall victim to sadness, distress, worry, confusion, but who choose to focus on their power, a power that we never want hidden behind closed doors or out of sight, a power that can take us to great heights and inspire many. Inspire, not because of the way we were born or what happens to us along the way, but for the actions that we have taken, that we will take and that we can take. Following my phone call with Sonia, I've been met with Shannon and Susie, and I thought about changing my name to Simon or something that will just continue the S theme. And then I thought to myself, well, what would a 12-month program look like? And who would it be for? And if Calkoen was a meal, right? Cerebral palsy would be one ingredient of that meal, right? It doesn't necessarily make it a good thing or a bad thing. To change perspective, to awaken people's power, there are three things that give us all a pretty strong base. They are inspiration, motivation, and community. First up, inspiration. In 2019, I climbed to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro because of the words of someone else. They had a different Kilimanjaro, but what inspired me was through adopting the words. The reasons for saying yes are often way more awesome than the perceptions for saying no. There's a Cam, if you thought about it, and I was like, no way. But by the end of the conversation, I'd made my deposit and we were going. Small words inspire big actions, and we can never underestimate the power of inspiration. Upon being inspired to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, the tallest freestanding mountain in the world, I needed motivation. I needed to know the steps between saying yes and success. I needed to know the game plan that would work for me. And we all need a game plan. We all need to know the steps between saying yes and success. And that's the difference between inspiration and motivation. Inspiration shows us what is possible. Motivation is the steps between yes and success.
It seems like the most challenging thing to do. Can you give us an idea of what you faced daily when you were there?
So on day 3, you're starting to get a headache. Your altitude sickness is kicking in. So for 6 hours, you're just vomiting every 200 metres. I'm a skinny guy anyway. I lost it all. But and you see helicopters coming in, picking people up who can't make it. You see just as many people turning around, deciding that today is not their day.
And am I right?
We need to know how to keep going when the going gets tough. We need tips, tools and resources that see us never giving up on our dreams and creating something even more awesome. And finally, we need momentum. We need accountability. We need ongoing inspiration. We need to become part of a community that speaks, shares and celebrates dreams. On my journey towards Mount Kilimanjaro, I had friends building businesses, friends training for the Paralympics, friends training for the Olympics, starting up podcasts, building businesses, and friends committed to the charities. We had a network of people that would have inspired a nation, but most significantly, in relation to our dreams, our goals, what we were aiming to achieve, they inspired us.
We had an amazing group, a really, really positive group, and there was one moment we're about 4,500 metres, and Cam had just finished emptying his stomach, and we thought this is going to break him. This is finally going to break him, and he sits up from his position and just said, "Geez, this mountaineering's pretty tough, isn't it?" And that was the most negative thing I think I saw Cam.
And you made it like 5 days to the summit. What did you do?
And if I could do it all again, I would have shared our stories further. With this next group of people, of which you may well be a part of it, striving towards your own Mount Kilimanjaro, we get to share our stories further. Empowered stories to empower a nation, and oh my gosh, don't we need that more than ever. So starting here in 2022, we have 4 inspiring keynotes, 4 motivating workshops, and weekly empowered stories around 4 core themes. Dream big, achieve more. Providing tips, tricks and resources for people to do just that. In my mid-20s, I found myself in an incredible job, surrounded by incredible people that were inspiring me. The future looked great and I could have comfortably sat in that job for the rest of my life. But deep within here, I had a bigger dream, I had a bigger ambition to wonder if I could create something for myself. Since then, I've travelled the world, met some amazing people, impacted thousands of lives, and in my toughest year ever, I bought my first house, all as a result of taking a leap of faith towards doing my own thing. Dreams create goals, goals create opportunities, and what we do with our opportunities is up to us.
Turning rejection into a fiction.
On our journey, we come across defeat. We discover potential, we discover commitment, and sometimes those things, defeat, potential, commitment, they can become our identity without even knowing it. And I remember, before climbing mountains, before giving speeches all over the world, I was committed to being an athlete. And that sounds like a great thing, and it was. But here's the kicker. I was staying committed to being an athlete even when it didn't light me up anymore. I was staying committed to being an athlete because Cam, that athlete, still got awards, still got recognition, still got sponsorship, still got money. I was sacrificing other opportunities because Cam, the athlete, had potential. But at a certain point, it no longer lit me up. How do you detach yourself from your perceived identity when it is no longer lighting you up? How do you step into your desired identity even when others may not see it? Bend perception and eliminate assumption. The greatest speech that the world has not heard yet is the speech that fits within you. Instead of worrying about the way I talk and seeing my speech as an impediment, I decided to see it as an accent. And instead of worrying about what people may think about me, I decided to give them things to think about.
Even if there's things that push you back, you can always get back up and keep going and do what you want to do.
We can never underestimate the power of storytelling to demonstrate who we are, to build even greater rapport and embrace our vulnerabilities. In short, this part of the Empowered program sees participants develop their story and create their speech. This speech may be simply to create a greater confidence in one's identity, or it may be to reach new growth personally or to further their professional development. Personally, it will give participants a greater sense of identity, pride and motivation. Professionally, it will give participants a skill that many have not invested into, a skill that is well sought after and highly valued if you just put a little bit of time into it. A skill that could enhance your life more, way more than you currently expect. And here's the golden egg. Live for awesome, because our success is not determined by what we achieve individually, but from how we learn from our experiences to move, to connect, and to empower the lives of others. let us end what will be a massive year with a massive dose of awesomeness. Because awesome is made up of a little bit of we and some of me. Using this model, participants will identify their strengths individually, they will identify their strengths as a group, and go on to create, recreate, reimagine a project that sees them giving back. Together, participants will create a project that not only makes a world of difference, but increases their efficiency, their productivity, their performance, and their network. So basically, what we've created during lockdown, through talking to people, through watching the news, through listening to the conversations that don't make the news, is a program of kick-ass awesomeness. For people who are young, who in years to come, or who are already leading the way. They will dream big and achieve more. They will learn skills for turning rejection into affection. They will bend perception and eliminate assumption through the power of their story, and they will, through a little bit of we and some of me, live for awesome. I know that some of this language is new. Some steps will challenge you and some of them will not be as you expect. But what we will share and what we will learn together is this. It's that there is no straight line to success. It is much easier to connect the dots looking back than it is going forward. And that success does inspire success. Someone said, Cam, we believe you can do it. And sometimes that's all you need to hear. And I went off and I won championships.
What mainly showed for me was that every speaker had grit. And grit, along with perseverance and confidence in yourself and just believing that you have it, that can take you a long way.
If you've heard this, all of this, and you felt excited, you have that dream, you have that goal, you've got that mission, the reasons for saying yes are way more awesome than the perceptions for saying no. Then quite simply, it is your time to be empowered.